Hi everybody, it's Romania Black. We are on episode 8 of JuJutsu Kaisen, and oh my gosh. So last episode, Gojo proved exactly why he's the strongest sorcerer, supposedly. I believe him. Also, we've gotten this development where Yuuji is going to get trained. He's going to keep training with his movies and the principal's little bear, but he's also going to be training with Gojo. And we got a lot more development with our seeming antagonists being the samurai with the stitches across his head and this new Mojito. Makito, I think it's Mojito. This new villain that looks like a very interesting curse, or seemingly to be a curse, working in this like paradise environment that's maybe like an illusion, or maybe that's just his domain. Very interesting. So we're getting a lot of more information about the curses. I really like the curse that can do the flowers that makes you lose the will to fight. I think that's a cool dynamic, especially for a villain to have like this very pretty power that's also kind of dangerous. Really cool. But it looks like we're getting more focus. We're going to switch over to see what Fushigoro and Nobara and the second years are doing, which I'm really interested in. I want to know the powers of the second years, particularly Panda, if he's just a panda that has intelligence and he could just do whatever a panda can do, or if there's something else to it. But I'm really curious about them training for this exchange event. If we have any other characters show up from like maybe the other school, or what we're going to be doing. So I'm really curious. But so far, the last 2 episodes have really strengthened the dynamic with this show and got me more hooked on Yuji's training, especially now that Gojo knows that there's something going on with him and Sakuna that I'm sure he's going to want to find out more about. Maybe through that training he can learn some things. But yeah, just really interesting. So I'm all about this show. I'm really curious. The episode's called Boredom, which I'm like, are the second years in Fushigoro and Nobara just bored and so they're just showing off their powers and abilities? I don't know. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this show with me. I hope you're enjoying the reactions. Please feel free to comment down below. Please no spoilers. But yeah, let's just dive in and see what episode 8's about. So we are going to start this episode here of JuJutsu Kaisen in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Holy cow, y'all. So this is a really interesting episode. I really dig. So, okay, so we've established that Todo's a third year. He's such a weird dude. Such a crazy dude. Uh, okay. Just beating the tar out of Fushiguro. Like his whole head was just bloody. I love the sorcerer that says the sushi ingredients, but apparently he can actually speak. So I'm wondering if his ability is that he can, when he actually says commands, they happen, or it causes like the sound wave to like come out and push people back, and maybe saying the ingredients is the only way to subdue it. I don't know. He's really fascinating. I love that. And of course, the Todo guy respects Panda, because who doesn't respect Panda, right? I'm assuming, yeah, so Maki and them are second year, so Mai must be a second year too, right? Mai, man, definitely prefer Maki over Mai. Mai's just kind of like, she's real petty and snobby and just sleazy, and Maki is really cool. I like that she is just kind of like, I love Maki's aspiration in that she's like, I don't have any cursed energy, but I can use these tools and they'll help me. That worries me a little bit, because if Maki doesn't have any cursed energy at all, how can she defend herself? Like, wouldn't she be really weak defensively if she can't do anything but use those tools? And it looks like this Okotsu guy, is he the other second year that I guess Fushiguro respects, that they're talking about, that he's gone away? And then Geto. Was Geto a third year last year, or a fourth? Well, he had to have been a third year. They said cursed user. I'm really curious about, now that we have a name to him, about Geto, because it seems like everybody thinks he's dead, but he's not, clearly, and he's working with the enemy. So I'm super curious. I'm wondering. And then Mojito him going around and finding this boy looks so familiar that was in the alleyway. I'm like, he looks like he was either in the OP or we've seen him before, but he can clearly see curses, and so it's established that Mojito's a curse, a really high level one. I'm wondering if Mojito's ability is to like control people, if that's a thing. If maybe he's controlling Ghetto, and is he going to control this kid and maybe use this kid to like infiltrate the jujitsu school? I don't know, but we get a 1 month time skip. So we had a month and a half until the exchange event, and now we've had a time skip, and there's only like 2 weeks, half a month left. So that's been plenty of time for Nobara and Fushigoro to like practice their techniques, and kind of hone in on those for the event. Toudou is pretty strong and looks pretty terrifying, in all honesty. Like, he was not, holding back at all. I really am curious about the suit guy. We've seen him in the OP, and he looked like he had the knife. So I'm curious, him and Yuuji. I want to see, hopefully next episode, we get like a backtrack where Gojo like tells Yuuji like, hey, here's this guy, there's the sorcerer, you're going to work with him, and he's going to help train you. That's curious to me. Also, speaking of Gojo, like just walking up to the principal and being like, hey, gave our principal a false schedule so I got some time to talk to you, but what you doing? And just kind of making a veiled threat of saying, you guys that have been in charge for so long, how's this working out for you? Because it looks like all your seals and ancient rituals and stuff are slowly, like, the magic is fading away. The jujitsu is fading, and now we need to focus on these up-and-coming sorcerers and get them ready, because a storm is coming, and they need to be prepared. So, props to Gojo for just coming up there and being like, laying down the threat, and even the principal like opening his eye up and being like, are you being this insolent brat? And Gojo's like, what are you talking about, man? Which I don't know how old Gojo is. He doesn't seem like he's that much older than the students. Like, maybe he's in his late 20s, early 30s is what he comes across to me as. And then Miwa, I officially love Miwa. Like, I may relate to her most, because I would definitely be in like the fangirl, like, oh, let me get a photo with you, Gojo. And if she's the principal's bodyguard, like, she must be somewhat strong, because otherwise why would she travel with him? So I'm curious what her abilities are, but I love her already. I'm like, you've been in this show for 5 minutes, and I'm already like, cool. And I like that Nobara and Maki are connecting. That's really cool. Fushigoro kind of seems like a loner, but once Yuji's back, I'm like, I'm just waiting for it, because I mean, Fushiguro said his type of person is an unshakable character. And I had my friend Woo on Patreon. She was telling me that it was like that Crunchyroll did a very odd translation error, that in the actual manga, because Toudou does come out and say, he's like, if you like guys, it's fine too, I don't judge. And in the manga, Fushiguro says the type of person that I like, it has an unwavering character. And so she was telling me, she's like, yeah, Crunchyroll said girl to kind of fit with his, what kind of woman do you like? But, I mean, Yuji is very different, it seems, from that woman in his flashback that he's kind of concerned over losing. But at the same time, they both, you could argue, have very unshakable character. So, I don't know. But yeah, I'm so intrigued by this mystery at the theater, these mystery corpses, and us getting a month time skip, and Yuuji and this guy in the suit. I feel like I'm gonna like him. He seems like a no nonsense, all business type of character. Could be a misdirect, but I'm really excited to see kind of what his business is. But lots of stuff to think about, right? So I hope you all enjoyed this reaction. If you have any comments down below, please let me know. No spoilers, please, but the plot thickens and the mystery deepens. So I'm excited. But in any case, I will be back next week, y'all, with episode 9 of JuJutsu Kaisen. In the meantime, stay safe, have a great week, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. Bye!